Welcome back. We're here to do the karmic third party update. Had some very interesting energy coming through with this. This is my second time recording this video, and especially during these transits with Mercury retrograde, Mercury shadow direct energy, it does feel like these individuals are really going through a change. Now, it's almost like something's hidden, it may be exposed. I definitely can see from this reading that something has gone down, okay? This individual here really, I should say individuals, because this is collective energy. They are not wanting to negotiate in a sense, and it's interesting. I'm seeing the petals of flowers. They love me not, and coming to the edge. Something hasn't come through the way they had wanted it to, and this is something that they are thinking about. There is a lack of growth in this area. For some, there could be an involvement. How can I explain it? Yeah, it's almost like they're acknowledging the fact that something isn't growing the way they want it. Whenever we get the nine energy, and especially in astrology, nine can relate to, Jupiter, a sense of abundance, growth, expansion. Sometimes that expansion can come through in different ways, and it can be that problems are expanding because we are, sort of dancing with the dynamic that isn't set to grow, or we haven't planted it in fertile soil. It does feel as they're looking to the past, that time has not been used properly. It almost feels as though the time is catching up with them. They could actually be turning in. It's funny, it's like they were in one location, they've now moved to a different location where they felt connected. They're really thinking about that need for connectedness. There could be a lot of neediness coming through. They also could be turning into tribe and family. So it could have been that they moved out of a situation in a romantic connection and staying. In their belief, they're feeling this is a temporary shift. This is a temporary shift. For some, if there was a holiday organised, it's been cancelled. This space. However, this space has been connected. I'm seeing three things coming through this week. One is a divorce. One is a need to go elsewhere. This can be towards family. There could have been some family-related dynamics popping off. Another is moving out, needing to turn in towards friends and family for accommodation. They also could be communicating with these individuals in relationship to where the connection's at. Somebody is telling this individual that they need to get their crap together. It could feel as though the building blocks, that they're looking back to what they had versus what they have. And it's almost like they're wanting the old energy to come back. It's where they felt most certain, even though they know it wasn't sort of planted in fertile soil. They're still wanting it back. There's this attachment frequency. It's almost like you don't know what you've got until you've lost it. And this is actually calling them to do things differently. It's calling them to, and they do have a blessing here because they have individuals that are kind of popping up and aiding them in this, supporting them spiritually. However, what they're not seeing and what they're really desiring is to go back to the way things used to be, even though they know that that road has actually ended and that cycle has to change. I do see these individuals actually having to use wealth in a different way. This could be a change happening within a home. There is a bit of deja vu happening here. It's like the writing was on the wall, theoretically. There has been a lot of distortion. It's almost like as above, as below. I'm looking at the top row, and everything is what they wanted it to be and how it used to be. The foundation of it is an absolute polar opposite. It's day and night. It's tranquility versus Hades. It's just so starkly different to what they're perceiving this situation. They know this can't go on any longer, but in the heart of it, they're like, but that's where I felt most comfortable. Stagnation sometimes we feel is our friend because it's almost like a scientist doing an experiment and getting the evidence of past, present, future. Yet, even though we have been shown something in that experiment potentially, and it's quite mind bending, it's almost like, wow, this is the trajectory, this is the possibility, this is the outcome, this is the reality. And then we look at a mindset of what we thought it was versus what the maybe test results were. And we can't accept it because, we want to go back to being asleep. We want to go back to where it used to be soft and cushy and comfortable. Whatever this information is, they are struggling to accept it. This is going to impact their lifestyle. It's going to impact where they're living. Inside of themselves, they do have what it takes to actually make something wonderful for their life. And it's a challenge to do such. However, I still feel they're very fixated. I do think a chain of situations is going to unfold. Now, however, this has gone from day to, from night to day to night. This has been a change that has happened with these individuals quite quickly. So this could equal a tower moment. This could be a revelation or some shift that has happened within the intimate connection. Something radically here in the mix has changed. It's literally day and night. And they're making reference to the fact this is a very different way it's coming about. We have serendipity here. It's in reverse. There's a lack of harmony. This could be through conflict and a fight. Feeling between two worlds, trying to merge out, having big conversations about the big problems, having to react in different ways, looking at actions. They are wanting to mend this, but what they're not realizing is what this is causing is a mending with their community, a mending with their family, not necessarily the intimate connection. We're going to pull some clarifiers. Where am I clarifying to? Oh, that dropped on the floor. Okay, this is triggering a previous event for them. Ooh. These individuals are maybe through the pressure point becoming quite manipulative. Using reminiscence to potentially manipulate this individual, using what worked. This is very common. Like I said, I just get this vibe that it's almost this revelation that some comfort space that you had's been taken from you. So how can you stay within that cocoon? Even though subconsciously they very well know that they can't. Subconsciously, this is all they know and all they want, and they're very fixated on it. Hmm. Interesting. I don't know why this has come up in the karmics read. There's a lot of jealousy coming through this individual. For some of you, I will say, this person may be aware of who you are. Cross-watcher, divine feminine or divine masculine. They may know who you are. They may know the connection. There could be a lot of jealousy. This, even if you have been so civil towards the circumstance, so supportive, this is a spanner in the works, but something has shifted. They're not at peace with the friendship, with the connection, with who you used to be, with who you are. They have been waiting and looking over their shoulders, and this could have come through nagging within the relationship. It could have been an instinctual feeling about an individual being you and not necessarily knowing you, but definitely there is a reference point here of jealousy. These are old things coming up, really moving um, into this mid energy. The scorpionic energy can be paranoia, deep feelings, tax debt, legacies, inheritances, any of those subjects really could be coming up. But there's a lack of peace here. But it is going to change. Even if they don't want it, it is going to change. What the interesting outcome card as a clarifier is really saying that the individual they were involved with, this person is over it. This person is not wanting to go back to the way it was before, unbeknownst to them. This also, I did go into clarifying the crowning energy. This also does come through yet again with a double statement. And the double statement is I don't want to go to the edge with this situation anymore. I'm not willing to move. I've owned my power. And this is the individual who's involved with them making this statement. So this is at a stalemate. Let's put it that way. This week in the mix, this situation's definitely at a stalemate. The karmic is struggling, really wanting to move this back to the way things were before. It's almost like they're going into a negotiation, but the individual they were involved with is not willing to negotiate. They're really quite fed up of the mind games and the mental anguish in this and the conflict. And so if they are requiring that of the individual who's involved with them, it's actually pushing them further away. And I really do feel that, the cracks are showing here, and we're going to stay tuned for next week. I definitely think this could unravel very quickly. If you do want the next edition, come through and join a YouTube membership. Otherwise, stay tuned for the joint connection. I'll see you soon.